I'm sitting here today in the living room with the door open, hearing the birds sing outside the door, just having some thoughts. And I realize you guys, those that are interesting, you're going to hear a lot of my rambling, maybe, whatever it is, my thoughts. For the last 13 years as a pastor, I was studying. Days like today would be days I would be studying for Sunday's message and putting a lot of time in and work in. And I realized I probably overstudied. Somebody said to me lately something that I think was very possibly true, that the overstudy I did for the church was really so much for the church as it was for me. And so I'm full. I'm full today. So I may not be getting up on a Sunday and preaching an hour message, Yeah, an hour is a long time. And I did. And it was it was packed. That hour was packed. There was no fluff in it. I was very serious about what I was receiving, that I felt the need to transfer to others. And at that point, it was the sheep that I believed that had come into the fold of the Christian Gathering Church. And but now that I'm retired in a special kind of retirement where I'm not just retired doing a lot of things I would have normally done retired, which means I just went on into other ministries. I don't have that as much now, because really my ministry, my service, which is the word ministry is just service, right now has to be number one to my husband. So whatever I do is tethered to him. And so right now he's outside doing some stuff in the yard. So I have a few minutes, and it's weird how my thoughts go all over the place. But I realize there's a deep well in there of things I've been studying, things that, a lot of things are controversial, because I've never been satisfied with just the status quo. Like, okay, that's how it is. Because there was too many questions that I refused to ignore. And we have a lot of contradictions in Christianity, that it seemed like there was a generation that, the last generation started questioning. And we had this big thing, this big exodus from the church, the traditional church, by a lot of our kids that went off to college and all of a sudden got out of the box and was able to explore and also hear a lot of just stuff that is, of course, it's really off. There's a lot of lies in this world. But there's also many times, I think, the lies that are the things that challenge what we have, to say, is this a lie or truth? It's a good thing. It's the litmus test to say what is real. Because a few years ago, I realized that a lot of the things that I have been taught by people that I respect and still respect, know they were sincere, know they were spirit-filled, things I've been taught that was handed down, that I realized wasn't true. And it was just off. Our theology was off about some stuff. I'm talking about some basic things we had in our group of people that was just off. And so then that makes you question everything. So I don't have a problem questioning. But when you do that, and then you tell people, it's real easy for people to shut you aside, put you aside, or to label you. Label you as deceived, label you as a heretic, label you as rebellious, or, I was always afraid of becoming a reprobate. You guys are going to turn you over to reprobate mind if you don't love the truth. I'm like, well, I love the truth. But we define love the truth being love our doctrine instead of loving the truth, which is Jesus. So I love the truth. I want the truth. I want the whole truth. I want nothing but the truth. And I've said this many times. I don't have a need to be right, but I do have a need for truth, because it's the truth that we know that makes us free people. The Spirit sets us free. He that's set free by the Spirit. They're free indeed. But he said that you shall know truth, and the truth shall make you free. So it's that truth that you start realizing about things that start making you free in different areas. So I've been in a making process, and I'm still in a making process, that I'm not going to be afraid to challenge and even to speak it to other people, things that questions, and people are like, well, you're just bringing doubt. I'm like, no, doubt needs to be where doubt needs to be. I'm not going to be afraid. Doubt is not an enemy. Doubt is just being able to be honest about yourself and say, there was a man in the Bible that said, I believe, Lord, but help my unbelief. I really have some things that's doubting. I don't know that yet. I kind of doubt it. It doesn't make you bad. We made poor Thomas, doubting Thomas. The Bible never called him doubting Thomas. But he did doubt, and he was honest. He goes, I just can't believe he really rose from the dead. I missed it. He missed when Jesus showed up that day. But I love that story because it says 10 days, I believe it's 10 days later, Jesus came back and gave him a special audience. He came back for Thomas and said, here I am. Go ahead and touch me, Thomas. He loved Thomas that much. He didn't condemn him for doubting. He just came and made a believer out of him. So any place you're doubting today and you're willing to be able to be honest about it and say, I'm not going to be afraid to challenge some things, even if it were things that are held very closely to people's beliefs. And boy, you start messing with them. I'm just going to make this a real short thing, and I don't know if you understand it, but it's been very vivid to me. I had a friend who had a sort of a vision, but part of it, I won't say the whole thing, but that in the vision that she was told there was a bag, and inside said it was puppies in the bag, little puppies. Well, everybody loves puppies, and she was told, take the puppies out and cut the throat. And it was like, what? And it was horrible. Like, who would say cut a puppy's throat? But I won't go into the whole thing, but really the thought of this is that's how precious sometimes going in and picking up a favorite doctrine or something we hold close, it's like cutting a puppy's throat. And you could be seen as an ogre. And you're just, that's how, it's not because God wants us to be an ogre or cuts, but it's like that's dear. It's almost like you're thought about being a puppy killer. If you dare question what grandma taught me or what the church taught me or what's been handed down as this is acceptable as Orthodox Christianity, then it's almost like somebody that's cutting a puppy's throat. Boy, that's a vivid picture, isn't it? So I don't know what you think about me, but I've got places to go, and I don't care about sharing. I care deeply. I don't want to be rejected. But I asked the Lord one time, I said, Lord, is it okay for me to start teaching some things to others that I don't have all the answers to? And here's what I heard in the Spirit immediately. He said, that's how you get there. I was sitting on my swing when he said that. That's how you get there. So it gave me courage to slowly start sharing some things and things that might, cause some confusion in your mind for a minute and make you doubt some things. But that's how we're going to get there, is to dare just till that ground and start seeing what comes up. Because in that tilled ground, that's where we're going to get some new seed. And we're going to pluck up some tares. Bring up the tares, the lies, the things that's been planted in the darkness over the years, even through the dark ages, where so many things got planted into Christianity that I believe that's being brought to light now. And the beautiful thing is not just about removing the tares or the lies, but when you do that, it gives space for the light to come, and it gives space for the true seed that's going to bring forth fruit. Fruit of what? Love, righteousness, peace, joy, all of those things, the long suffering, the gentleness, the temperance that we need is going to come from the fruit, because we're going to allow the Lord to dig deep, not be afraid.